And I'm back to Snoqualmie Pass. So I got picked up on this past Saturday, and it's now Thursday. So it's that. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So basically 4 0 days in a row, which is twice as many 0 days as I've had for the rest of the trail. But my friend Abby, that let me crash with her, is going to hike back up partway north on the pass. And time to get going. I'm only about maybe 7 miles in for the day, maybe even less than that, maybe like 6. But I'm about to go on the backside of this view, and so I can't see and probably won't hear Snoqualmie Pass soon. So here's a glimpse of the first views on the spine of the ridge that I'm on, and it is spectacular. It just gets better and better. So this is looking southbound. The pass that I started at's down in that valley. But I have like a really nice view of a 360-degree sort of mountain range here. The trail goes that way. It's on a little thin catwalk. And then to the north, I've got all this beauty. And then let me show you what this catwalk looks like. Pretty awesome. Well, I'm very impressed. This is some of the most beautiful scenery that I've had since the Sierras. Definitely making me glad to be back on the trail after my 4 days off. I had a really nice stay in Tacoma with my friends Abby and Jake. And it was basically, not that I needed to rest, it was more so a great way to burn the extra days since I have a set finish date. And now I should be able to hike at my own pace every day and not take any more 0 days and finish the same day that I was planning to when my wife will come visit and pick me up. Well, it's raining for real. This is probably the hardest rain I've had of the trip. And truth be told, it's really only like the second day I would even call there being any real rain. So it's not supposed to rain all day. I'm hoping that's just a passing shower and that it'll be gone sooner rather than later. But hopefully this is helping those fires. Well, a couple tiny little sprinkles still falling down, but the sun is fully out. And I think it's going to make quick work of this small bit of water on everything. I just wanted to take a moment to appreciate that all of this greenery is not wet, because I would be soaked if I had to push through this. But it's also a good opportunity to show you what a thimbleberry is. So to me, these leaves look a lot like maple leaves, but it's not maple. They produce these like raspberry looking things that also kind of look like strawberries, and that's exactly how they taste. They taste like a raspberry with a little bit of strawberry in them. They're delicious. And there's a bunch here. Hasn't had any precipitation come down since this morning. Really appreciating that. And I'm about to get started on the second of the 2 really big climbs for the day. This is looking down at Deep Lake, which, as you can tell, is a very beautiful turquoise. And it's not raining, but I am in a very damp and humid cloud. You can hear a waterfall. Well, It's definitely the most rainy that I've experienced this trip, but certainly not the most that I've backpacked in. It started raining pretty hard about 40-ish, 45 minutes before I got to camp last night. Site selection wasn't great. There was a lot of people out for the weekend, so I had to take what I could get, and it was in a bit of a hole. And it rained hard enough that it filled up, so most of my stuff is soaked. Besides the critical things, like my sleeping bag and stuff are fine. But it rained all night long, and it's still lightly raining now. It's cold. I mean, it's still in the 40s. I don't think today's high is supposed to be more than 48. So I've got my raincoat on. I even have my wind pants on, and I'm making sure that I kind of keep moving to stay warm, because this is like perfect hypothermia conditions. This is Pear Lake, which is a very pretty lake that's surrounded by most sides by these like loose talus fields. And this is a very nice campsite too. Obviously a little wet. There's not much that isn't. But I've stopped for lunch and water. And as you can no doubt tell right there, I'm trying to get a little bit of sun on my gear. The sun has been poking in and out of the clouds. I haven't been in direct sunlight very much today, and neither has that stuff since I've been here. But it will be drier when I put it back than it was when I put it away this morning. So that is still a good thing. And if I'm lucky and the sun comes out for a solid 10-15 minutes, that's usually all it takes to dry that tent and like a pad like that. Well, after a longer than normal lunch break, my tent is much drier. My pad's completely dry. And most of the low-lying mist and clouds have been evaporated by the sun, so it's a beautiful day. Very much enjoying it. It's nice to have to squint when the sun's in my eyes for once in 3 days. This hawk just landed in that tree. It's insane how many blueberries are here right now. It's really slowing me down because they're so ripe and delicious that they taste incredible. And I can't stopping to eat them. But it's worth it. You definitely won't go hungry here. These are my first views to the north after climbing up most of the hill. And there's some darker clouds over there, but they don't really seem to be raining, and they're kind of heading right now to camera left or towards the west, I would say. So, and if that's the case, looking off this way, they're not as bad. So let's hope that I don't get any more rain on me. I've been kind of hoping to get my first glimpses of Glacier Peak, which should be another huge glaciated monolith, kind of like Rainier or Adams or Hood. But I haven't gotten to see it yet. Maybe it's behind those clouds. This is Lake Sally Ann, and I'm trying to make the decision whether I want to stop here for the day at just 6:30, or if I want to try to pick where I want to go next. There are some more campsites within the next hour of walking, the next like 3 miles or so, but they don't have water. And I guess I'm leaning towards, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, this is quite beautiful. And I don't think I'll have many more nights by a lake. So I think I'm going to call it a day here and just let a little bit of the extra damp stuff actually dry out. That's what I'm going to do. So after exploring the lake, I found a really ideal spot to set up, which I'll show you in a bit. Obviously you can see that there's a bunch of trees around me, and I'm actually probably a good 100 feet away from the lake, but here we are. And the reason that I chose up here is for a few reasons. One, I expect all the cold air from that big sort of half moon of a cliff to all sink down to the lake and get cold. There's no wind protection, or there's less wind protection out there. And I've kicked myself before because I've set up too close to the water and woke up with more condensation than was necessary. So those factors all led to being up here. It's sheltered. It's on nicer, softer, fir needles. As you can see, I've exploded everything, getting some wind through it. It's pretty chilly and there's no sun, but the wind is definitely going to help get some of that moisture out of this stuff. And I've weighted things down with rocks and heavier things. I'm going to start cooking dinner and sort of enjoy myself. Let's take a look, actually, before I shut this off. Take a look at how dry everything looks in there. Can't really see everything, but it's dry, or almost all the way dry. And then I just have this beautiful view. You can see the trail going downhill first thing in the morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. What a beautiful morning. I slept really well. I wore my down hood to bed because I was chilly going to bed because of the breeze. And it kind of made me ask myself why I don't do that more often, or at least that I wish that I had done that more often, because I just didn't get nearly as cold as I had been. And it got down into the low 40s for sure. So that's a wonderful thing to figure out with about 5 days left to go. But anyway, I'm really appreciating this morning the fact that it's dry. Look at the reflection in that water. I'll definitely do another couple pictures and videos when I'm not obstructed by these trees, but no breeze whatsoever right now. It's not unbearably cold by any means. I'm already in my shorts. Like I said, things are dry, not packing up in the rain. There's no condensation inside the tent. The food bag has only 1 day of food in it, which is kind of overkill because I expect to only have about 10 miles to do tomorrow. So I might start nibbling away at some of that today as I get hungrier. Just less weight and more energy since I won't need it for the morning. I have a motel in Darington called the Darington Motor Inn. I have a room, is what I'm trying to say. And that's for tomorrow night, not tonight. So I have a full day today. And which means somewhere in the neighborhood of 30-ish to 33 miles, depending on how it goes. But essentially I have about 10 more miles of PCT. And then I get close enough to where the Glacier Peak closure is because of the fires. There's 3 or 4 of them that have the next section closed past Glacier Peak, so I can't do that. So I'm heading off what's called the North Sauk, or Sauk, however you pronounce it, river trail, which drops off of Glacier Peak, goes down into a forest road that works its way to more of a substantial road. And I'm going to find somewhere to sleep on that tonight. And then after that, it should just be a short day into Darington. And then I've got my big road walk and finishing up from there. But we'll go over that in more detail as I get closer. But I just wanted to share this gorgeous morning with you, let you know my plans, and finish packing up so I can get a move on. Look how glassy and reflective that water surface is right now. So I'm almost ready to leave this campsite. It's just so pretty that I keep wanting to capture more of it for my memories and to share. So this is looking off to the south. This is the privy trail. It goes downhill to what I'm assuming is just a wooden box privy. I haven't needed it, so I haven't gone down there. My site was in that really nice protected grove, kind of like sort of right in the direction where that sun is. The sun. I guess there's not more than one here. And then, of course, we have a beautiful, 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 calm lake water morning. And look at that reflection. What a perfect day. So I've just turned onto the North Sauk Trail. So I'm no longer on the PCT, and I won't be at all tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after, I think. At least the next 2 days. This trail seems like it's one of the main ways to get up to Glacier Peak. It's just as well traveled looking as the PCT has been through here. But it's been an absolutely fantastic morning. The scenery's been wonderful. It's dry. My feet are a little bit wet from condensation-y plants, but that's quite alright, they'll dry. So it's mostly downhill from here, and then I'll get down to the forest road at some point. Planning on doing about another 20 today. There's a spot called Beaver Lake that might have some kind of camping at it. That's my current plan. That'll leave me a short 10 miles into Darington tomorrow. Well, you need to be a little bit careful in the middle of this bridge. I've made it to the North Sulk trailhead. As you can see, there is trash there, which I will be depositing all of my trash in. Current plan is to do about another 10 or 11 miles to Beaver Lake. That's not going to take that long. It's only 1:30. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I guess I'm going to have to see what time it is when I get there and how I'm feeling, what the weather's doing and all that. But I might end up going further just because what's the point of sitting around all afternoon when I could be getting closer to town tomorrow? Well, there's a light shower. I'm only about a mile into the roadwalk, so I wasn't forecasted for there to be anything significant today. And it's not pouring yet. So I'm just really hopeful that I'm not walking in the rain for the next few hours. I'm hoping it's just a light little shower that stops any minute. I'll keep you updated. Well, still raining after an hour. It had gotten a little later. I was getting my hopes up that it was slowing down, but hasn't stopped yet. But as you can see, Darington is about 16 miles away. I'm not trying to go there all the way today, even though the rain makes me want to. But I'm making good time. It's been easy to walk, and this road looks even more traveled, so I'll have less mud to walk in. Really hoping the rain stops so I can dry out before I get to wherever I end up spending the night.